We have today Alper Celen, the founder of فرصتي.كوم, a daily deal website in the Gulf area, aiming to enrich the lives of people by offering great deals on a daily basis. Alber is also a judge and a mentor at MIT Enterprise, and he's pretty enthusiastic about entrepreneurship scene in the Arab world. Hi, Alber, and welcome to TechSparks.
Thank you, Nibal, and it's nice to be here.
So, let's start by talking about Commit Network. What is it, and what sparked the idea of its creation?
Commit Network is a holding company that I started 3 years ago, 2009, in Dubai, and we have businesses based in Dubai and also in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. We operate in two sectors. One is telecom, the other is internet. On the telecom side, we build businesses for telecom operators, such as Saudi Telecom in Saudi Arabia. We essentially operate in a model where we take our past management consulting know-how and apply it to actually bring ideas to operators and then build businesses for them and operate them. On the internet side, we have Commit Internet Ventures, which is actually based out of Riyadh in Saudi Arabia, and that is an e-commerce company, and its goal is to launch e-commerce sites one after another. The first site launched in April, and it's فرصتي.كوم, and that's FURSATY.com, and it's a data deal site catering to the specific needs and wants of the Gulf region.
And what areas do you think is still untapped other than the telecom space in the Arab world?
Well, the other space we operate in, which is e-commerce, we believe that, especially the Gulf region, where we have more expertise in, has great fundamentals for a great e-commerce market to be built, such as a very youthful population, such as disposable income. And there are some things that are still missing, but getting in place, such as connectivity. Still not enough connectivity is in place. And second is credit card usage. These are definitely showing right trends. And when we think that they're going to be in the right amount, we see a huge potential for e-commerce in Arabia.
Mm-hmm. So you came from a Turkish background, and you've been in the Arab world for so many years. Can you please tell us about the two markets? What is the bridge and the gap between the Turkish and Arab market?
Well, I think it's a great time to do business between the two regions. Turkey, with 80 million population, young and really growing fast. Essentially, in the last 10 years, Turkey has doubled its economy in size. And we have cultural ties. If you talk about the building bridges, which is visually, that's what we really symbolize our company with, building bridges. We think that there are the cultural ties, religion, a joint history. These are things that really matter. When we work with Turkish partners and we bring them to telecom operators in the region, we realize that the Turks know how to talk to Arabs. They know how to understand the business culture here, and vice versa. When we take our Saudi friends to Istanbul, I think there is some connection there culturally that really matters in doing business. And I think the other thing is to see Turkey as a trial ground for other businesses to be done in Middle East. I think in e-commerce, Turkey is a bit ahead, and it's a good testing ground for what our region in GCC may like in the future. So we see that as an opportunity as well. As far as differences are concerned, I actually in where we operate in telecom and internet sector, I see that maybe Turks are a bit more entrepreneurial. I see in Istanbul right now, it's essentially caught the entrepreneurial bug, as we say in MIT. There's so many people having the confidence, having the willingness to quit their day jobs and start small tech startups. And in GCC, we're yet to get there. I don't think, with initiatives such as yours, I think we will get there, but we're not where Turkey is yet. So I think efforts like this, in telling the story that high-tech entrepreneurship is possible and is a high potential area in the region, is a very good one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you've mentioned that the Turkish market is a little bit advanced in the e-commerce space, and we all know that the Arab region is booming in the e-commerce space. What lessons can we learn from the Turkish market that we can apply to the Arab world?
I think what the Turks are doing well is they are getting the consumer experience management under control. If you look at some of the bigger sites in Turkey, like Trendyol, like Yemek Sepeti, like Hepsi Burada or Sahibinden, they have all done a lot of work to improve the customer experience. This is from the very first moment that the customer visits the site to repeat purchases and returning goods, etc. They have an upper hand in that. I think the logistics is working better in Turkey, and frankly, it's only logical that it does work better because it's one country with 80 million people. You reach 80 million people without crossing any borders. That simplifies things, and it has a lot of self-production within the country. That so e-commerce sites sell a lot of Turkish products, which doesn't require any customs, etc. So I think e-commerce will get to another place in the Middle East once some of this consumer experience is managed better. When we get into the details that make an okay customer experience and a stellar one, I think we're going to see a huge boom. But we see, ourselves as Fursati and all our competitors and other e-commerce sites like Marka VIP, Namshi, they're all working on this improvement. We see it day to day.
Mm-hmm. So you wear many hats as an entrepreneur, as a mentor, and also as an investor. So you are, as an investor, you help other entrepreneurs create companies. Why do you do that? And do you think of it as a social mission you have to do, or just makes good business sense?
I think it's a combination. Well, in that, I talked about the bug, the entrepreneurship bug. I quote that back when I was in the US getting my education. When you have that bug, you need to pass it on. You need to be in environments where other entrepreneurs are. Entrepreneurs understand entrepreneurs. I always say how being an entrepreneur is a very lonely business. The only people that really understand you are other entrepreneurs. So the social mission is to go and pass that bug and to help others in the process while helping myself by being around people that understand me. The business mission, on the other hand, is to know what's going on, to know what's hip, what's hot, what's trending, what's coming, and to have access to some of the most brilliant minds in the region. I've been part of the MIT Enterprise Forum and our business plan competition for the last few years. It has been great in that sense. I have mentored, but I've also been mentored by the applicants. I've learned, new things from them, and that has helped my business. Right now, for example, I am mentoring and I'm on the board of a great startup called Advantag, which was a finalist from last year's business plan competition. And I believe it is not only very satisfying what we're going to achieve in the next coming years, but it's also going to be a great business that I'm going to be part of. So it's a combination of both. That's a short answer to your question.
Mm-hmm. So now let's jump to فرصتي.كوم. Can you please
Sure.
tell us what instigated the idea of the creation of فرصتي.كوم?
This was a couple of years ago. We were just studying trends on what's working in other markets, and we had the idea of starting e-commerce sites in the Middle East, specifically targeting Saudi. And I was friends with the people who started Groupon in Turkey, mm-hmm. and who were leading Groupon in Turkey, and having conversations with them, and just looking at Groupon and its success in the US. I thought that this would be a good business to start in the Middle East. It took us a while to get started in Saudi. Unfortunately, Saudi is not the easiest market to start a new business, an e-commerce site, especially if you're not Saudi yourself. It took us a while, but that's how it got started. And we knew we had to be different from day one. We didn't want to be just another daily deal site. So we decided to be different in a few different ways. One, we said we're going to be Saudi focused. Our competitor was operating from UAE. We thought that Saudi is a unique market, and with its large population, it deserves to be targeted and focused on. Mm-hmm. So we based our operations in Riyadh. And then we said we're going to have partnerships. So we started signing up partnerships with large companies that can help co-market with us. An example is Saudi British Bank. We run special deals with them, and they help support us and publish us. Mm-hmm. But the idea all started with our interest in e-commerce and knowing the Groupon model really well, and believing in its future in the region.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So how do you see the e-commerce scene in the Arab region and specifically in the Gulf?
I think, as I said, I think it's going through an explosive phase, and I think it's going to do really well in the midterm. In the short term, we have challenges. We continue to have challenges. Payments remains a challenge. I would love all my customers to have credit cards and be willing to use their credit cards online. They are not. They either don't have credit cards as they would in the West or even in Turkey. Not in the amounts that we would hope them, or if they have them, they don't want to use it on e-commerce sites. They use it, let's say, only to purchase flight tickets. So there are challenges. The other challenge I mentioned is the customer experience. It's something that in not only e-commerce, but across all sectors, we need to improve in GCC. And when those things are in place, I think that explosive growth is going to really take place. We need to find, though, in the process, the flavor of e-commerce that is going to be a unique fit to the region, right? E-commerce in many other countries, such as the US, plays really on practicality. People save a trip to the mall and thus shop online. Well, maybe that's not the case here in the Middle East. Maybe here in GCC, people really want to go to the mall anyway, and we need to find other unique needs that e-commerce is going to meet and win over the normal shopping experience at the mall. So we need to cater, and that's what we're trying a bit. We have built Fursati as a kitchen, if you will, and we try different recipes. For example, I don't think it's yet clear what people would want daily deals on in GCC. So we are trying different things. We're trying luxury items. We've sold luxury cars, sports cars, with great discounts on Fursati. So I think we still need to figure that recipe out. What is e-commerce exactly going to be in GCC for GCC's unique needs? Because this is a very unique market.
Fursati is all about getting the best local deals in town and to have it online for the locals to buy it, to see it, to go through it. So how do you do partnerships with local brands? And is there a secret formula of doing a successful partnership or getting a deal from a local brand?
I think the first secret to the building these successful merchant partnerships is building a stellar merchant sales team. And I think that is part of our success story. We did that well. Our team based in Riyadh, Jeddah, and Dammam are doing a fantastic job on going and educating the merchants, of which many are completely offline today. They have great businesses, they have great brands, and they provide great service to their customers, but only in their brick and mortar stores. And what we do, and what we do well, I believe, is we go and educate that merchant and tell them about the opportunity of marketing themselves online, and doing it in such a model where they don't have to spend a single real before anything is sold. We spend the money, we spend the time and effort to market them and get them new customers. And if they get customers, then they actually give us part of their revenues. They like that model, and I think we're good at finding the right type of merchants and educating them. How we tell this story, how we actually get the merchants, we have a very high success rate in getting the merchants. I think a lot of our competition is going after our merchants after we convince them. How we get that is a bit of our trade secret. We have a very unique way of telling our story and visualizing in the merchant's head what is going to happen if they agree to work with us. So that is part of our secret recipe, if you will. The other thing that we do is these partnerships. We have a couple of major partnerships. I mentioned the HSBC SAB, the Saudi British Bank partnership. We have two other major partnerships coming. I was hoping that they would be, I could communicate them in time for this interview, but unfortunately I cannot yet. But we, according to our model, we strengthen our sales force with the brand of our major partners. So soon you're going to see that فرصتي is going to be in partnership with some very large companies in the region, and we will together go get deals from offline merchants in the region. That is going to even further strengthen our hand in getting the best deals out there.
So we have seen Amazon, Zappos build their brands and business models around having a great customer service. Do you think customer service is the most important aspect in any e-commerce startup, especially in the Arab region?
I have to say it's not, including فرصتي, by the way. This is where we really lack. I think we lag behind Turkey, Europe, US. I think it's not so easy to. You don't just press a key or put $1 million in an account and suddenly have good customer service. It's something that we need to learn, we need to experience, and we need to empirically figure out in the region. And it's a different flavor here in the region as well. So what we've done at فرصتي is we actually designated 2013 as the year of the customer. I think 2012 was more the year of the merchants, because we had to get our merchants and our merchant relationships in the right place. But now 2013 is the year of the customer, and we will do many things. I think these things need to be done by our competitors or other e-commerce sites. One, just better feedback, real-time feedback from customers. So if they are happy, if they're unhappy, we need to know and we need to track that. And our CRM system has to be fortified to keep track of all of this. Two, we actually want to reach out. So not only reactively, but proactively reach out to very happy customers that are repeat purchasers, customers who are purchased from us only once and never came back. So we have a plan in place. We're going to proactively do that. And finally, we're going to gamify our site. We want to make our site a place where you come not only to when you have a need, but also to be entertained, to browse, and to spend time in. But these are all things that we're doing. But I would say that I look at competitors of these big sites that you mentioned, like Amazon, etc. in the region. No one, even the large competitors, based out of Dubai, I don't think even they are in a place that they would like to be in customer experience.
What tips and pointers would you like to share with fellow entrepreneurs from the Arab region?
My advice to entrepreneurs is just do it. Take a leap. Of course, once you have certain things in place, right? Once you have a great idea, once you have the critical success in place that is going to make you credible in implementing that idea, once you have the team in place, once you have the skill set in place, quit and do it. Really, nothing beats that. I cannot, as experienced as I might be, or other entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs might be, no advice is going to prepare you to the task ahead of you better than actually doing it yourself. The challenges, you face different challenges that I did not face. You won't face some of them that I did. And what I always say is that when you feel ready, and to be ready, have the team, the right idea, and the skill set and the critical success, experience in place, and then quit and do it. If your idea and team and your credibility is in place, you will succeed. And just have faith and then jump in. Don't linger on and say that you will do it 5 years from now. Do it, and that'll be your best learning experience. And of course, my other advice is get people like us, in your network. Ask advice. We are very happy to help. I don't know what it's about entrepreneurs. I think it's about that, entrepreneurs only understand entrepreneurs. Get people like us, reach out to us, pitch us your idea, get on your advisory board. This is I think this is one very concrete thing I can tell to entrepreneurs. Build an advisory board. It's for free, right? You can go, build a great small company, and if the idea is good, you go to people like myself and say, I want your advisory board. And say, I will not take no for an answer. And by being on my advisory board, you're going to look hip, you're going to look cool, you're going to understand my sector, and all I need from you is advice once in a while. That's something that I think is not used enough. People are trying to do everything in very small groups here. And go build your advisory board and expedite your success. That's the last thing I would say.